Good evening. My name is Richard. This is Over and Over and Over Again. We've got a special show coming up for you tonight. We're looking ahead to the start of the FA Cup campaign tomorrow evening. Of course, we've got a difficult-looking tie actually against Nottingham Forest. We have actually got a Nottingham Forest fan joining us. We'll be coming up the other side of this. Hello, good evening. It's Over and Over and Over Again. It is the opposition view, and joining us tonight is Nottingham Forest fan. It's Mr Dore from Dore on Tour. How you doing? You all right?
I'm fine, Richard. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm very well, mate. Very well. Looking forward to the game tomorrow, of course. Although last time we met you in the FA Cup, it didn't quite go too well for us, did it? I'm sure you remember that one.
Okay, if we'll keep talking about it, we can. I don't mind it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't our greatest afternoon, but you know, these things happen in the FA Cup, as we know. We've got a comment already in there from Dwayne Ali. He says, "Come on, you Reds." I'm guessing he's one of your friends, is he?
I don't know, but he could be. I don't know. I don't even know.
Looks like Nottingham Forest, which is good. I mean, really, what I wanted to start with really is just maybe get a little bit of kind of history on you, really. I mean, you know, how you come to support Nottingham Forest? Is it just your local club? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I supported Forest since '92. Just I think 1993, just before Brian Clough retired from management, and since then, like I said, I've had the good old days, especially the '90s. Like we went to UEFA Cup under Frank Clark, then 97-98 season under Dave Bassett. We got relegated from Premiership, and Dave Bassett got us promoted. With this team, Kevin Campbell, Bart Williams, Ian Warren, these kind of players that I look up to, and then got promoted to the Premiership in 98-99 season, and since then it's just been Championship, League One, Championship all along, and since Championship all along. So I've had more downs than ups, but hopefully this season under Steve Cooper that we can do something because he's done a good start for Forest. But yeah, it's been a crazy season, like as a Forest fan for me.
No, it has been. Yeah, I mean, what was your first ever match then? Do you remember it?
It's funny because it's UEFA Cup. I was 11 years old. I went with my granddad. We played against Leon. We beat him 1-0. Paul McGregor, Stuart Pearce, Mr Penno, and then Paul McGregor got the rebounds and Forest won 1-0. But yeah, that was my first game. It was mad as well. So yeah, something that I can remember my first game for Forest.
Yeah, that sounds like a good one. Who's your favourite all-time Nottingham Forest player then?
Ian Warren, legend. Ian Warren. I forgot Ian Warren here. He's assistant manager at Burnley now. But Ian Warren, like everyone talks about, like, I've got so much legends at Forest, like especially the European Cup winners. Stuart Pearce, like Kevin Campbell. Like Kevin Campbell is one of my top players, but Ian Warren, fantastic player. What a special left foot as well, and yeah, especially like players in the '90s are definitely the players I love. But yeah, Ian Warren, can't beat Ian Warren, legend.
I mean, I'm sure it was it Ian Warren who scored the goal in '91 that won us the league when you beat Liverpool, and it won us the title. So I quite like Ian Warren as well, actually. So I'm glad you picked him.
he's a legend, absolutely legend.
Yeah, he is. Who would you say is your favourite current player then at Forest?
It's weird because because I'm 37, I've not got like a favorite player, but I've got players like they come from academy. So the player that sticks out is Ryan Yates because I like him. He's had so much stick for the last 4 or 5 years. Like he went out on loan, then I think it was 2018-19 season. He didn't get a look out under out of Crankier. Forest fans, quite a lot of Forest fans don't like him, but he started with every manager, and I've said, you know what? Why are you hating the guy? Every manager picks him, and since then he still plays. And then Steve Cooper's come in, and Forest fans love him. because he's a changed guy. Because he's not attacking player, he's not defensive. He's defensive, but he's not like a player that can do skills. Like he just keeps it simple, gets the ball, tackles, passes it, and I like Ryan Yates. He works for the club, and that's what I like about him. So I'm more like I said, fans will got kind of like Yates, Joe Worrell, Brennan Johnson, Alex Mighton, them kind of players. But Ryan Yates is the one that mainly sticks out for me.
Oh, fantastic. And what would you say is in your best sort of Nottingham Forest memory then of your time supporting them all them years?
It's got to be winning the league in that 7-8 season. Like I said, under these players, win the league. The greatest one it's got to be under Stuart Pearce when Forest beat Derby 2-1. Ben Osborne scored in the 95th minute. That was, wow, that was the best game I've been to. There's been a lot, especially out of City Ground.
Yeah.
But that was 6 hours away at Derby. It was, because Stuart Pearce was under pressure as well. It was just, that goal was just amazing. There's loads, but that game 6 out. That game 6 out. Forest beat Derby, 95th minute. I lost my voice, I lost my hat, I lost my keys, but I don't care. We beat Derby. That's all that matters. And they've not beat us since 2018 now. So that's another bit.
Yeah, no. Beating your local rivals is always the best feeling, isn't it? Especially a last-minute goal. That's just the best ever, isn't it? So
it was amazing.
You can't beat that. You definitely can't beat that. Talk to me about your channel then. Obviously, Dore on tour. What was the sort of thoughts behind that? How long has it been going, and what sort of stuff are you doing over there?
So basically, like I said, I've been YouTuber for nearly 5 years, and I thought, you know what? Because there's another channel called Matchday Max, and he's a Forest YouTuber as well, and a nice guy, but he's more of a reporter than anything else. And I thought, you know what? Let me try and get in this situation, because I got loads of people who follow me on Twitter, and I thought, you know what? Let me try something. So my friend said to me, "I said, my friend, what should I call my channel?" And he just said, "Dore on Tour," because it makes sense, Dore on Tour. And so I thought, you know what? I'll start with that. So, like I said, I go to every home and away game. First of all, I started doing like vlogs, like home and away games, and since then, like it's been. I don't want to be big-headed, but it's been successful. But I'm just having fun, because you can't take it serious being a YouTuber, because if you take it too serious, you lose your mind. So being a vlogger, that's been great. And then, as you mentioned before the show, I've been doing, like, due to the pandemic, I'm doing on streams like watch-alongs, previews, reviews. I'm looking off to interview 15 ex-Forest players, especially ex-Arsenal player Kevin Campbell, Chris Bart Williams, the lot. So 15 ex-Forest players while doing lockdown, I interviewed. So that's been my best thing so far on my channel. But as well, interviewing rival fans on my channel to know about their club as well. So yeah, it's been a journey. I've had ups, I've had my downs. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I don't take it seriously. But the best thing is you interact with Forest fans, rival fans, and any other football fan around the world. But I'm just enjoying it. And yeah, Dore on Tour. Make sure you, like I said, people subscribe to my channel, because like I said, I think I'm on 5.4. So my target is to reach 6K by the end of the season. But yeah, so people who do subscribe to my channel, it's all Forest related stuff as well. So especially the away days, I love I know I go to City Ground, but away days is more fun.
Yeah,
because you interact with fellow rival fans.
Yeah, no, away games are much better. Definitely, there's no doubt about that. And yeah, no, I've seen what you're doing on your channel. You know, your match vlogs are really good. It's great stuff. So definitely check that out as well, and subscribe to that channel as well. There's some good stuff going on there. I suppose really we need to talk about the game tomorrow. Of course, big FA Cup tie, and we've got another comment in the chat there from a Forest fan. 4-2, of course. Yeah, we know 4-2 last time. Yes, that was 4 years ago, man. We've moved on. we've moved on from that.
I love this.
We've got Empress29 in the chat. Good evening, Richard and guests. How are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. It's obviously the game tomorrow then. I mean, obviously you started this season a bit like we did, sort of bottom of the league after a few games and things. Obviously, you made a change of manager. We stuck with ours and we turned it around. You changed your manager, and obviously things have really turned around. Do you not feel maybe that your priority is got to be to try and get into the playoffs rather than the FA Cup? And do you think that might affect your team selection for tomorrow?
Well, it's a tricky one because, as you mentioned, like we started really poor. We had Chris Hughton as manager, and it was 5 defeats and 6. Awful. Steve Cooper's come in, and what can I say? He's turned the club on the pitch and off the pitch, and he's been fantastic. It's only 3 defeats. We've lost our last 2, but it doesn't matter. We're in 9th place, and he's like I said, he's changed the club so much. The FA Cup game is a massive distraction from us, but I think we need it because, as you know, COVID's happening, and the last game got cancelled, and we're playing Arsenal in FA Cup. It's a massive thing for players that's not been playing as well. So, as you mentioned, Arsenal are doing all right now, but we're doing good as well. Am I confident? A little bit, because like I say, I know we beat you 4-2, but that was the times when Wenger was losing every away game. So I know Arteta's been up and down with your club, but am I confident? It's whatever Arsenal play. Like if I see the formation, if I see the lineup, and it's not great, why not be confident? Because we're a good side, and that's what we're going to believe. We're Nottingham Forest, and we've got a good manager. We've got great players, I think, and we believe we have got the belief to beat Arsenal. But like I said, we can't say Arsenal. They've got a good side, so I'm excited to go to the game tomorrow.
No, it should be a good game. I'll say that the last game was quite interesting. What do you think Steve Cooper's done then to change things so quickly? Because obviously, like you said, you're bottom of the league. You've got 1 point, and he's come in and suddenly you completely transformed everything. What's he done to change it all?
Belief. That's the thing. Because when he come in, like I said, the player that Houston has, Steve Cooper's had, and playing good football. That's what we need. Good football going forward. Because Chris Hughton, he's a good guy, but his football was awful. When Forest hired him, when I do my stream, I said I was so excited because of his experience that he's done for Newcastle, Norwich, and Birmingham as well. I was like gassed, thinking yes, Hughton's the man to get us up. Last season, because I said all of us were watching on TV. It wasn't great watching. It was poor. It was nothing wow. And start of season, what can I say? It just the first 6 games, and the only game that he drawn was Derby, and we wasn't even great then. So it was boring. And Steve Cooper's come in, changed the team, and the main thing that every manager needs is a plan B. And that's what he has. Chris Hughton didn't have plan B yet. He stuck with plan A, and that was it. Cooper, plan A, plan B, even plan C. Cooper can change the team, change formation, and this is what's making us win games, especially away as well. But Steve Cooper's come in and he's changed everything. But I don't want to say, oh, yes, this is our season now, because I've been saying it for the last 22 years now. So I don't want to, but that's it. It's a distraction playing against Arsenal. And I think, I don't think people say Arsenal are batterers. They're not going to batter us. They've got a good side. They're not going to batter us. And I've got little hope that we can have a chance tomorrow.
Yeah, I think football sometimes comes down to confidence as much as anything, doesn't it? You know, you guys have been playing well. You've been on a good run of results. I know like you said, you did lose your last 2 games, but you've been playing well. Obviously, we're playing well, but I expect that we're going to make quite a few changes to the side. And I think that is going to be maybe the similar side that we've been playing in the League Cup actually this season. I think it'll be a similar team to that will probably play tomorrow. And yeah, I've got to be honest. I feel you've got a chance. Like last time we played a weaker team, didn't we? In the last game that we played against you guys, and we came unstuck. I think I think we'll get through, but I think it's going to be tight. It's going to be a tough game, and I'm not expecting anything else. I mean, any team you play away from home from the Championship in the FA Cup, it's a tough game. You know it's going to be. You know, it's not going to be an easy win for Arsenal if we do win at all. I mean, I'm confident we can, but I know it's going to be a tough game. I say the last one was really tough, and we ended up. We just wasn't up for that game at all. And you guys, you were well up for that game, wasn't you? Sort of 2 or 3 years ago when you beat us, and we just couldn't match you that night, unfortunately. Terry says, good evening, Richard. I guess they're doing. Terry, thanks for tuning in. Melvin says, some don't have a plan A. Yeah, that's true. Some of them don't have a plan A. That's very, very true. And Terry says, sounds like he could be talking about Arteta. Yeah, we've mentioned that about Arteta previously, that he seems to have a plan A and nothing else. And if plan A doesn't work, then we're knackered. But obviously, recently we've been playing a lot better, and whether that's because plan A is just working better, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens when things aren't going so well. Can he change things to change games? We haven't really seen that yet. You know, we either play well and we win games, or we don't play well and we lose. That seems to be the only two options that we get. You know, he very rarely changes things mid-game to make a difference, or he hasn't done so far, but we'll see what happens. I mean, he's going to have to be certainly tactically switched on tomorrow, because I think you guys are going to put us under a lot of pressure. So it is going to be a tough game. I mean, I want you to talk to me about, obviously you've got a young guy on loan from Arsenal, haven't you? Tutu.
He's gone back. He's gone back to Arsenal.
Has he gone back now, has he?
Yeah, because what it was, he came in. When did he come in? I think, I don't know when he come in, yeah. He got injured. Then he played 2 games for Forest. Got injured again for the whole month. And then he come back again. I don't know who he came back against now. I think then he played against Swansea, had a fantastic game at left back, and then he played against Hull. He got injured in the first half. It was a bad tackle on him, and yet again out for long term. And then he got recalled on, was it Thursday? Went back to Arsenal. He's gone back to Arsenal now. So,
is he?
But I felt sorry for him, because he kept getting injured, and with the way Forest were, because I said we're doing good, and I don't think, because he's on loan, you only can have 5 players on the pitch, so he will be replaced. But I feel sorry for Tutu. He's more right back, but playing left back, he's still balanced, if you know what I mean. He still goes forward, so. It's a shame that he kept getting injured, because if he wasn't, he would have been a fantastic player for this season. But it's a shame, and just hopefully he does well for the future.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realise he'd been sent back, actually, so it was only this week then. But I'm expecting, and he'll probably go out on loan somewhere else, because, you know, he's not quite ready, I don't think, to break into our first team squad yet. So I'm expecting him to go back out on loan, perhaps to another Championship side, maybe after you know, during this window, possibly. We'll see what happens with that one. But I just wondered how he'd been playing. I know he's not played that much, but he seems like he was doing quite well, which is nice to hear.
He did all right. He did all right, but like I say, he just kept getting injured. He only played 4 games for Forest. 4 games, that's it. But he just kept getting injured. I think he's out for 2 months now. So. I personally, I don't think he'll go back on loan until next season now.
Yeah, if he's injured, I guess he probably won't be able to, really. But you know, I don't think he's quite ready yet to break into the first team. I mean, we've got Charlie Patino, who's likely to play tomorrow, actually, who's just been breaking through, scored on his debut.
He'll be in Ryan Yates' back pocket, so don't worry about it.
Willie, well, we'll see. That could be interesting. And Dwayne Alley in the chat there says Bon will pocket Saka. I'm not too sure about that one.
always Bon. He's not been playing great for Forest, but he might even play tomorrow. So you never know who's going to play for Forest.
Yeah, no, I think in the FA Cup, you do seem to find a lot of changes, don't you? Managers rest a lot of their players, because you know the league's probably more important to most clubs, isn't it? When you think about it, I mean, the FA Cup, I think it's a massive tournament. You know, we've won it the most times, so it's a big tournament for Arsenal. But I guess other clubs, particularly Championship clubs, the priority's got to be to get in the playoffs and get back in the Premier League, hasn't it? Because of the money that comes with it, really, isn't it? That's what it's down to.
100%. Like money talks. That's the thing. But it is what it is when it comes to money. But yeah.
I mean, I've got to be honest, I can't believe that it's over 20 years since Forest actually were last in the Premier League. It doesn't seem that long ago.
It's too long.
Yeah,
too long.
it's too long. I agree. I mean, I can remember going there quite a lot in the 90s, you know, when you was in 80s and 90s, and used to be a great away day. You know, Forest were always, when I sort of first started watching football, late 1970s, obviously the great Clough side won the European Cup and stuff. And I always had a big admiration for Nottingham Forest, actually. Some great players, Tony Woodcock, of course, who later played for Arsenal, John Robertson, and brilliant team. Obviously, Clough played great football as well. And I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Forest, maybe because of that reason. And it's you know, it's a shame that a club like Forest, you know, twice European Cup winners are not in the Premier League. It seems wrong in a way, but I guess, you know, you've got to get there on merit, haven't you? You've got to earn your place. You've got to win promotion, haven't you?
I think like I said, we've got. It's been 22 years now, 23 years. It's been too long. And when someone says to me, "Oh, Forest should be in the Premiership," no, it should not. We've got to be there to deserve it.
Yeah.
Like I think it's 2 or 3 times we've almost got there. The first time was with Paul Hart. I think that was 2003, 2004. Then we nearly got there with Billy Davis in the playoffs again, back to back. That failed. And I'm not going to mention the other game because that just makes me cry. I don't know if you viewers will know that we absolutely derailed against Stoke City. That was a nightmare. So, do we deserve Premiership? No, not at all. So, but hopefully, like Steve Cooper has done some good signings so far this in the January window. It's weird because we never do early transfer windows. So, hopefully that we can get our transfers done quick and push on. And that's what I want, and all Forest fans want.
I mean, the Premier League's changed a lot, hasn't it? Since Forest were last there, it really has changed. Obviously, the money that's come in, you know, teams like Man City, who were nothing really back then when Forest were in the Premier League. And obviously, you know, Chelsea have had investment since then. Newcastle have now got investment. And, you know, it's a completely different league, isn't it? And, I mean, do you think Forest would be able, say, for example, if you manage to get promotion this season, you know, you're doing well at the minute, do you think Forest will be able to survive in the Premier League next season? Or do you think that you'd have to invest quite a lot of money in the players? Because a lot of teams that go up seem to go straight down, don't they? Norwich we've seen at the moment, Watford are struggling again.
The thing that we mentioned that, like, can we go up and stay there? I don't know, because I said we've got an owner that has put money into Forest and he's done well. I know as Marinakis, he's the owner of Olympiacos as well, and can we stay there? I think maybe. I don't know, because we've not been there. I don't want to be like a team like Norwich who goes up and down every single time, and like West Brom.
Yeah,
it's just a tough league. I want to get to the Premiership. I'm sick and tired of the Championship. Everyone says the Championship is the best league in the world. No, it's not. It's the most frustration, stupidest league ever. So I want to go up. I'm sick and tired of going to silly teams. Now, no disrespect to all other teams, but I want to play the big clubs like Tottenham Hotspur.
Well, you don't want to play them really, but they're not big clubs. But no, I mean, I want to see Forest back in the Premier League. I've got to be honest, because I do think they should be there. I know it's not as simple as that. Shade in the chat there says a similar thing. If Forest is a big enough club, he says he knows more Forest fans than Man City fans, but he knows 2 Forest fans. Well, there you go. So, yeah, I mean, you know, Forest have got more of a history than Man City, certainly, haven't they? European Cups and what have you. So, and Terry says they're Arsenal better when we rest Arteta. Yeah, because Arteta missed the Man City game. We did play really well that day. And of course, the Arteta wasn't there, so I don't know whether that helped. But anyway, we're doing well at the minute. Did you watch that game against Man City that we played on New Year's Day?
Yes, I think you played well. You played really well. But the game that sticks out, and I know Arsenal fans were frustrated, like that Everton game. Well, that was shocking. And I get, like, it's weird. I've been on a lot of Arsenal podcasters, and I don't get it. I just don't understand why if you lose this game, you've got is it Liverpool, and then you've got Spurs, Arteta out. But how are you going to progress? Because if you get rid of Arteta, who are you going to get? Because you've got to get someone from a club, spend money, spend big. If he fails, then it's the same old thing. It's a cycle. People think you're going to get a new Wenger that can stay at the club for 15 years. It's not going to happen. No. Look at Manchester. You're just like Man United. when Fergie left.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. So I think from an outsider looking in, I feel sorry for Arteta because yes, you can say he's a Pep Guardiola manager and that, but I feel sorry. I feel sorry for Arteta, but it's football these days, isn't it? You've got to be in the top four. I think that's his aim this season. He's got to get top four to get back in Champions League football. But it is what it is. Football's in this generation is so different now.
Yeah, it is. I kind of get that point because I kind of, in a way, I do feel a bit sorry for Arteta. I mean, I've been a critic of his in the past when the team wasn't performing. We were finishing 8th in the Premier League and stuff like that. Not good enough. So yeah, I've been a critic of his as well. But ultimately, I agree with you. If we get rid of him, we've then got a problem of getting someone else in, and we've almost got to start again. And he's starting to build something. You can see we've got a young team, and we're starting to improve. And I think whatever happens now, whatever happens between now and the end of the season, we've got to maybe allow this new project, if you like, to progress through and see where it takes us. And it may well take us back into the top four. We're in the top four at the minute. Why not? But it's a long season still. A lot of things can go wrong. And I think we need 1 or 2 new signings in January to really help us push on and make that top four. If we, this is our chance to get it. I do think that there's a place in the top four for somebody. West Ham, us, Tottenham, Man United, somebody's going to get it. Why not us? We just need to, keep going. And yeah, I'm glad Arteta's turning it around in the last few weeks. Let's hope we can carry it on and push on and get back into Europe, because I think we need to be in Europe in the same way you need to be in the Premier League. We need to be back in Europe, and that's we've been out of Europe for a while. We're out of the Champions League rather for a while now. We need to get back in there. So this is an opportunity for us. But I guess this weekend is all about the FA Cup. I do love the FA Cup. I mean, I know you guys maybe haven't done too well, have you, in the competition over the years? Certainly not recently. I mean, what would be your kind of best memories from the FA Cup, apart from beating us, obviously, last time?
I think you mentioned Arsenal. We've not done too great, if I'm honest. I know you'll be happy with this. Like I said, I remember we went to White Hart Lane. I think, what year was it? I don't know what year it was. I think it was Frank Clark. We beat Spurs in penalty shootouts, and I remember with Mark Crossley running towards the other side and running towards Forest fans.
Yeah, I remember that actually. Yeah, now you mentioned it, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great memory there. As well, who else? We've not got a good record in the FA Cup, if I'm honest.
No,
but yeah, I think what sticks out beating Arsenal. Eric Lehigh, right back, scored that wonder goal in front of your fans as well.
It was, I was there that day. Yeah, that was bad. Good goal though, to be fair. It was a good goal.
But that's a great memory. But the worst thing about it, like, we beat you lot, then we get home, and then we lose to Hull. So that was the most frustrating bit. But I think that sticks out the most of the thing, like beating Arsenal 4-2. Because if you look at it, like, I don't know if you won't know this, we didn't play a strong side. We played a young team, and we beat you. Like I know everyone says that you played a B side, but you played a strong side. I remember you played Walcott, you played Welbeck. Yeah, you played a good side. Those international players. When everyone says you played a B side, no, you played a strong side, and you didn't beat us, and that's end of. Simple. We beat you. And Ben Brereton Diaz, he plays for Blackburn now. Yeah, I remember he absolutely hammered Mertesacker. Yeah, he did. I know. Not. I won't say Mertesacker. He destroyed the whole defense.
Yeah, he did. He was brilliant that day, actually. I wonder what happened to him after that, because he looked a really good player that day. Is
that Blackburn? Is that Blackburn Rovers? His name's Ben Brereton Diaz.
Oh, right.
So I don't know if you know. Like I said, he's a Chilean international now. So it's a weird. But that game sticks out for us anyway.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, I mean, it was a very, very disappointing day, obviously, for Arsenal, but it was a good game, actually. It was an exciting game, wasn't it? Obviously 6 goals and stuff like that. So it was a good game to watch. Unfortunately, didn't quite. A couple of penalties, I think you got as well, didn't you? A couple of controversial incidents.
The second one was good. I don't care. We won. That's what it matters. We won 4-2. Done and dusted, and we'll beat you again on Sunday.
Well, we'll see. I mean, funnily enough, we've beaten you twice in the FA Cup previously, and both times we've beaten you in the FA Cup, we've gone on to win it. So hopefully, if we do manage to get through tomorrow, that might be a good time for us to go on and win the cup again, because we've done it the last 2 times that we've beaten you in the cup, in 79 and in 93. So we've got that's something to cling on to if we do win. But yeah, you did beat us last time, so that's fair enough. Terry says Holby Everton's 2-2 going into extra time. Wow, that's a bit of a shock, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of shock.
Everton might be going out. And Shane says there is Jenkinson with Forest. Yeah, Cole Jenkinson, he's still at Forest. I don't think he's played this season, has he? Has he been injured?
No, he's just not in the team. He's just been, since he signed for Forest, like, it's weird because he meant to become as the first choice right back. But we had Matty Cash. And now, because Matty Cash is not he's not a right back, simple as that. And that season under Sabi Limucci, he took it as his own, and since then Jenkinson has never got a chance at Forest, and he didn't get in the £25 squad, and he just can't get in the side. And even with Steve Cooper coming in, can't get in the team. He's just basically staying there with Forest to get the wages, basically. So it's a shame, but he's just not good enough for Forest.
Yeah, I mean, it's strange really, because I mean, he was always an Arsenal fan, and when we signed him from Charlton, I think it was, a cheap signing, we thought, well, he's not going to be much good. He had 1 or 2 decent games, but we could tell he wasn't good enough for the Premier League. And I thought, going down to Forest, I thought actually he'd do really well, because you could see he had something about him. He was on loan at West Ham, I think, for a season before, wasn't he?
He was. Yep.
He did okay with him, actually. He played quite a lot of games. So I thought the Forest move would have really worked out for him. I'm quite surprised he's not played. Do you think he'll just leave them when his contract runs out? Do you think that's what'll happen? He'll just go somewhere else?
He will either just leave in free transfer or Forest just pay him off. But he's on big wages, massive wages, and I think that's what's hurting Forest. So, like, we've got a couple of players on big wages and can't even get in the squad. But Jenkinson, I don't know. I think his contract ends up end of next season, I think. So it is what it is. But like I said, it just hasn't worked out him at all.
No, it's a shame, isn't it? Sometimes it just doesn't, does it? For whatever reason, players just don't quite fit in somewhere, and maybe that's what's happened with him, which is a shame. But yeah, hopefully he can find a move somewhere else and push his career back, get his career back on track somewhere, and get to play football again. Because ultimately, that's what it's about, isn't it? I think they just want to play football, don't they? You know what I mean? Regardless, and it's just not quite happening for him. I mean, obviously, you've got your top scorer, Lewis Graben, experienced player, isn't he? He's played in the Premier League and that before. I mean, what have you been making of him? He's been at Forest a while, hasn't he? He's got a lot of goals, doesn't he?
The thing with Lewis Graben, like I said, he's a proven goal scorer, and sometimes he'll do fantastic for us, but then on the other foot, he'll just be sulky Graben like he was at Sunderland. Because I think last season he was awful. There's no fans, but he still be scoring goals, and he scored 6 goals last season for Forest. The start of the season, same old Graben, like marred because he wasn't starting. Then Steve Cooper's come in, and I have to eat my words, he's done fantastic. He scored 10 goals for us now, and he's working even harder because I say he's a player that can score. He's 6 yards harder, but he's working hard at making assists as well. And he's 34 years old, and he is like thinking, where's all this energy come from? How comes he can't do it for Chris Hughton? So he's been good for us so far, and like I said, his legs won't last forever. I'd say he's been great for us so far.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's an experienced player. He's always scored goals, hasn't he, wherever he's been, and he's played in the Premier League and stuff like that. So he's got the experience to do a job, and it seems like he's obviously doing. He's your captain now, isn't he, as well?
Yeah, there's been an issue always about being him captain, because I personally don't think strikers should be captain. That's my opinion.
We've got the same problem. We did have until they got rid of Aubameyang, but we had the same problem.
Yeah, it's like he's a captain, but he's still doing good for us since Cooper's come in, and like I said, we've got loads of leaders at the club, but as a captain, he's doing great. Like I said, he gives an example to young, like we've got a young side. like got players like Brennan Johnson, who's only 20. Alex Martin, he's now injured as well, so that's a shame on him. But he's helping these youngsters to do better. I think so. That's the positive. I've been captain for Lewis Bradburn.
Yeah, no. I mean, we know he's got quality, so he's obviously going to be a player that we need to. If he does play tomorrow, he's going to be a player that we're going to have to keep an eye on because we know he can score goals. I mean, from your perspective, then, which Arsenal players are you think is going to be the danger for you? Which players are you kind of worried about? Obviously, some of the main players might not be playing yet. We don't know, but if they are, who would you be worried about most?
Martinelli, he's a threat. I can remember in the League Cup, he battered us 5-0.
Yeah.
And the first minute, he was so lively. He was so like non-stop. And then I think his first goal was amazing. But yeah, if he does start, that's the player that I'm more worried about. If Saka starts, he's another threat. But am I worried about the rest of them? I'm not worried about none of them. Like I said, if we can be on top, if our defense can be on top against, especially Martelli, like he's got loads of energy, and I think that if we can keep him and Saka quiet, why not win the game? So, but it's good. There's good players. You can mention Smith Rowe. I remember when he was on loan at Huddersfield Town.
Yeah,
and, He wasn't. He wasn't that kind of player we can always in the Arsenal side. But he's like since this season, he's not been too bad. To be fair. But if you keep them 3 players quiet, then I think Forest got a chance. But like I said, they're great players, and yeah, it's going to be difficult with that Arsenal side as well.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what team we pick tomorrow. Really, that's going to be the crucial thing, isn't it? I mean, Martinelli may not play. He's been playing every game in the Premier League for us recently. He's been brilliant, actually. And this may be an opportunity to give him a rest, maybe. But then we've not played a lot of games in the last couple of weeks because we had one called off against Wolves because of COVID as well. And we did play New Year's Day, but we've not played since. So we've had a week off. So there's no reason for me why Martinelli couldn't play again, but we'll see what he picks. Shane in the chat there says, play this game on a Sunday evening. It must be awful for away game.
Yeah,
for away fans. Yeah, it's not ideal. It's not ideal, is it?
It's ridiculous. 5:10 as well.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I mean, I read somewhere that apparently originally it was going to be 5:15 kickoff, and then they said, we're going to change it because to make it easier for fans. So they moved it 5 minutes. It's like, what difference is that going to make? I didn't understand that at all. Was there any reason for that? Did you know or not?
I've not got a clue. Just ridiculous. Just do it as a normal Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah. I know, yeah. I mean,
well,
it's all about TV, isn't it? No one really cares about the fans who've got to travel, and getting back on a Sunday evening. I mean, the game could go extra time now because there's no replays in the third round now, is there? So potentially could be extra time, could be penalties. The game could not finish till, nearly 8 o'clock. And then, all the Arsenal fans have got to get back from Nottingham, and there won't be no trains running probably, or might be one train, and it's just they don't think about that kind of thing. They don't care, do they? I'm sure that the authorities in football probably preferred it last season when there was no fans. They didn't have to worry about it, did they? They could just kick off whenever they wanted. Nobody cared because no fans were there. But now fans are back. They've got to think about that. Sure. I mean, what's it like in the Championship? Obviously the games are still on TV. Do you get a lot of your kickoffs moving and games sort of played on different times, or is it pretty steady? Do you normally play on a Saturday?
Yeah, but sometimes like it's Friday, Sunday, most of the time. But it's all right to be fair. But like I say, it's always annoying when, especially Friday, if we're in London, like if we played QPR on a Friday, and that's a pain in the arse. And then we've got and to be fair, we've got Cardiff on a Sunday at 4:30. But fans can't travel to Wales, so that's a shame. So it is annoying, especially for me. Like I said, I go to every away game, and I don't want to miss away games as well. So it is a bit of annoying.
Yeah, I mean it is, and it's a shame that the fans aren't really thought about it a little bit more when they pick the kick-off time sometimes. But anyway, I suppose tomorrow isn't the worst case. I suppose we've played on like an 8 o'clock kickoff on a Wednesday in Manchester and stuff like that, and Liverpool and places, and it's an absolute pain trying to get back from there that time of the night. So yeah, I suppose it's not too bad. And Terry says it's now 3-2 to Everton against Hull in the FA Cup, so they might survive and get through. Then another Premier League. Of course, it was a big shock today, weren't it? Newcastle lost to Cambridge at home. That was a shock, wasn't it? Did you see that?
I've not saw the results, if I'm honest. I've been with my little girl, so I've not seen any of the results.
No, that was a big one that stood out for me as a shock. Obviously, Cambridge winning away at Newcastle. Jelly in the chat there says, whatever team Arteta picks, Arsenal will be very hard to beat. No, I totally agree with that. He says Arteta's got a team playing like the old great Arsenal teams. Yeah, a little bit maybe early to say we play like the great Arsenal teams, but we're certainly getting there. And it's come together at a good time, obviously, with the FA Cup start. And we've got the League Cup semi-final, a lot of big games coming up for Arsenal over the next couple of weeks. So, and this game is another one that we have to get through. I mean, it is going to be I don't know. Your game the other day was called off, wasn't it, because of COVID? I mean, what's the situation like at Forest now? I mean, I know the game looks like it's going to go ahead now. I think it's too late to cancel it, really. But have you still got a few players out missing because of that, or are you all back fit again?
Do you feel like when we lost to Huddersfield, we only had 2 players who had COVID. That was Ryan Yates and Federico. But as far as I'm aware, everyone's fine. But I've not heard anything from our side of you who's got COVID or not. So I don't know who's the starter for us tomorrow. So whoever plays tomorrow will beat you. So.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, we just want to get some revenge for that last game. Actually, I think from last time, that's what we want to do, and hopefully,
it's going to be 4-2 for us again.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I think I can't see Arsenal conceding 4 goals, to be honest. The way we've been defending, certainly last couple of months, we've been pretty solid at the back, and yeah, we'll make some changes probably, but I'm not sure. And Shane says, is there VAR in this round of the FA Cup? I've seen some VAR today. Would there be VAR? Because obviously, because it's at a championship stadium, will there not be VAR used?
Nope.
There isn't?
No,
wow.
Nope.
Is it only the games that's at Premier League grounds? Yeah.
We don't use it. So Arsenal fans are looking in case something happens.
Well, it's not helped us. I don't know about that. It's not helped us so far this season, Mike. So I'm probably glad it's not on there, actually, because obviously the last game against Man City, there was a few VAR issues. What did you make of those penalties, actually, in that Man City game? Obviously, the one that we didn't get and then the one that Man City did get. What did you kind of feel about those 2 decisions?
Never. The one, who was it? Who got fouled by the keeper?
It was Ødegaard.
Ødegaard, never. He touched the ball, so that was definitely not a foul. But VAR's doing it's good. We need to be a VAR in our game. Just Arsenal fans being more there. That's all they be more there. But yeah, we need VAR in our game. So.
It needs to improve, though, doesn't it? Do you not think it needs to improve? I mean, I do think we need the technology. We should use the technology, but it's not being used particularly well, is it? I mean, what's the refereeing like in the Championship? Obviously, you don't have VAR. What's the refereeing like?
Rubbish.
Is it really?
It is. Every time we get a ref, it's consistently rubbish. And I know we've got who's ref tomorrow. I know we've got a good ref tomorrow, but he's got to be strong. Because I'm sick and tired of these EFL referees just always doing nonsense against us. So, the rubbish. We don't need them. We do need them. We do need them, don't be wrong, but we're not up to standard.
I mean, that's quite worrying, actually, because my hope was that, a lot of the Premier League referees, they've been refereeing in the Premier League for years. They're getting on a bit now. They need replacing. And it's like I was hoping that there were some good refs in the Championship that could step up to the Premier League and do better than the ones that are currently in the Premier League. But it doesn't sound like there are then, really, does it?
It's just awful. The referee's awful in the EFL. Hopefully this one's fair tomorrow, but I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're important. We need a referee, and they're massively important to the game, but they need to get better, I think, because there's too many poor decisions that's going on. You know, there's too much at stake these days, you know, obviously in the Premier League, but also, you know, in the other leagues as well, because getting promoted to the Premier League is worth a lot of money to Championship clubs. And you want the referees to be the best they can possibly be, don't you? And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it is, which isn't really helpful, is it? No. Shane says if there's no VAR, then we'll win. Yeah, that could be the case, because it certainly doesn't help us usually. So the fact it's not there, we may get an advantage. We may get given a penalty that we wouldn't normally get. But of course, we did mention it before, didn't we? Last time we played you guys, you got 2 rather dodgy penalties, or certainly 1 really dodgy penalty, and 1 maybe not.
I can't remember. I can't remember. I can remember
the second one.
We won 4-2. We won 4-2. That's all that matters.
Well, that's all the record books will show. I just remember we just got it back to 3-2, and then you got that really soft penalty to get your 4th goal, which was a bit of a shame. Just as it looked like we were going to come back and get an equaliser. But yeah, what it is, like you said, we can't do anything about that. And you know, you deserve to win that game. I felt on that day anyway. You were the better team, and we got what we deserved. We rested a few players, and you know, we got knocked out. And that's a shame actually, because that was actually Arsene Wenger's last ever FA Cup match at Arsenal, which is a shame to go like that, really. But you know. There you go. Terry's in the chat there. He says, the thing with VAR, they make so many wrong decisions after watching it 10 times and then ref a game the next day. Yeah, they do. And that's the problem with VAR. They keep making the same mistakes and they don't get punished for it. They're back refereeing a game again because there's not enough referees. And I say it doesn't look like there's any better ones in the Championship that we can promote either. So it's a big issue in football, isn't it, refereeing? I mean, obviously, from your perspective, you know, as a Forest fan, you know, there's a lot of issues in football at the minute, a lot of things that need improving. What would you say is the biggest issue for you then in football at the moment?
Right, we just touched on it. That's refereeing, and we definitely need VAR in the AFL, because I say the season that we've had this season has been awful. It's been shocking, and we should have had at least 6 or 7 penalties. And them penalties that we could have at least won the game, especially that we played against QPR and 2 stonewall penalties, and we won 1-1. So we definitely need VAR in the Championship, and especially like the referees. The referees are shocking. So that's definitely.
No, I mean, unfortunately, I would say that even having VAR wouldn't necessarily improve it, because it hasn't improved the refereeing in the Premier League having VAR. So I wouldn't necessarily say VAR is just the answer in the EFL. I think that the referees need to improve in general, I think, as well, maybe. But, you know, that's a bigger issue, maybe, that it's not going to be able to be sorted out overnight, is it? I mean, it's one of the big issues. The kickoff times as well, I think, is a problem. Dwayne Ali in the chat there says, Bong all run rings around your defence. Well, again, we'll see. He's a big fan of Bong, isn't he? That's nice to hear. He's been getting a bit of stick, hasn't he, at Forest? Is that right? Or is he doing okay?
You know what? There's always going to be a player that's always gives you, is going to give you not good. But I think he's just lost it. There's nothing else. He's not good enough. And that's simple as that. But he meant to have good banter with the players, but far from that, he's not. He's not great for Forest at all.
No, I mean, Glenn says he's joking. He's terrible. He says. Well, there you go. I know he wasn't great at Brighton, was he? Before he didn't play much for them in the end, did he? Shane says he says, would you rather the game at the Emirates? And he says, is there safe standing in your ground? Because obviously it's starting to come back safe standing. I don't think Forest have got safe standing, have they yet?
Not yet. No, not yet. It's been fair. Like when I went to Emirates and you battered us 5-0. I don't know. It's a good way. It's a good day out. It's a good day out going to Arsenal. But either way, I don't mind. The sick ground, Emirates, I don't mind. But going to Emirates it's a good stadium, man. Why not? Why not go to Emirates Stadium and enjoy the day out?
Yeah, I mean, I guess from your point of view, probably you've got a better chance of winning, haven't you? That fact that you're at home, I think that's massively in your favour. I think if it was at the Emirates tomorrow, I'd be a lot more confident that we'd win a lot more easily than we may do tomorrow away from home. I think it makes it in your advantage, really, doesn't it? Playing at home in the FA Cup, I think, anyway. And I've always said actually that maybe the lesser team out of the 2 in the draw should always be drawn at home in the FA Cup now. Because you get Man City drawn at home to say, I don't know, a team from League One, they're going to beat them at home easily, aren't they? But if they had to go away from home into one of them little stadiums, it's going to be different, isn't it? And at least it would give the underdogs more of a chance of winning, wouldn't it, to go through?
Yeah, 100%. Like, listen, play the tick ground, especially in front of the fans, and when a big team like Arsenal come, because we're always going to be stepping up. But it's definitely a massive gap. I just seen a comment. Forest was selling a Canadian kid.
Yeah, it's from Annie there. He knows his stuff in the championship. So if he says it's happening, then I would
wait.
trust him that it has.
Wait a minute. I need to confirm it because I'm doing a live stream. Confirm to see Forest. Oh, we are signing him. Oh my day! Right, I've got to do a stream. Oh my day! Yes! Oh God! Right.
He won't be able to play tomorrow. He won't be able to play tomorrow, though, Willis. That's all right.
Yeah, right. I've got to go because I've got to do some streaming. If that's okay.
Just before you go, what's your score prediction for tomorrow?
I'm saying 1-1. 1-1. Arsenal win on penalties.
Oh, 1-1 on penalties. Okay, that'd be good. I think we might just sneak it 2-1 in 90 minutes, but I think it'll be a tight game, and I think it's going to be tense. I think we may just sneak it through. And Dwayne also says they're not in a Forest have signed that Canadian lad. So it's all happening at Forest. Exciting times.
It's all happening at Forest. It's all happening. Two streams then tonight. Next way wants to start going tour.
Yeah, brilliant.
2-1.
Yeah, no, excellent at all. I mean, it's good when you sign a new player. It's exciting time. So, I mean, thank you very much for coming on the channel. It's been fantastic chatting to you. Absolutely brilliant. And, obviously we'll keep an eye on your channel as well and keep a track of what's going on. Obviously, enjoy the game tomorrow as well.
Subscribe to Dore on Tour.
Yeah, definitely do. Dore on Tour definitely needs to be subscribed to. You're doing a vlog tomorrow, are you, as well?
Yeah, 100%. Always do vlogs, home and away. Interact with fans. That's the most important thing. Interact with football fans, and it is what it is. So subscribe to Dore on Tour, everyone. Subscribe to Dore on Tour. Get me to 6K.
And Shane says, best of luck for the rest of the season. Yeah, best of luck. We want to see you back in the Premier League.
Subscribe to the channel. I need football fans. So, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll all subscribe. But hopefully we can see you in the Premier League next season as well. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. But like I said, thank you very much, Richard, for having me on.
No problem at all. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I say, enjoy the game tomorrow. Don't enjoy it too much because obviously we want much more to get through. But I'm sure it'll be good. I'll definitely watch your vlog afterwards anyway, especially if you've lost, to see you won't be smiling quite as much tomorrow, maybe, but we'll see. Dylan says 3-0 to the Arsenal. Well, I don't know if it'll be 3-0. Dwayne says thanks for your comments as well about Bong. That was exciting stuff.
Ali, subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe to Dore on Tour.
Yeah. Dore on Tour, definitely subscribe to Dore on Tour. Yeah, brilliant. Thanks so much for coming on. And I say, hopefully, we'll see you in the Premier League next season. And look forward to the game tomorrow. It should be exciting stuff. Hopefully, it'll be a good game. That's what it's about, isn't it? And may the best team win, as long as it's not you. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Well, thank you very much, and hopefully, big smile for Forest tomorrow.
Yeah, no worries at all. So, thanks for coming on, mate. Cheers, and we'll speak to you again. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, dude. Thank you very much.
Well, fantastic. That was Mr Dore there from Dore on Tour. Fantastic guest he was there. Nottingham Forest fan, of course, ahead of the game tomorrow. It's going to be a good game, actually. I'm sure it will be an exciting game. FA Cup's always we've won it the most times, and we want to go on a run. We're in a semi-final League Cup, and we want to push on now in the FA Cup as well. But I'm under no illusions it's going to be easy. I know a few of the guys in the chat there were saying 3-0 and a big win. But I'm not quite so sure it's going to be that easy. Forest are in good form. And yes, they may well change their team a little bit, I think, for this game, because I think promotion's their priority. But ultimately, they're going to want to win. They beat us last time, as we've said. So it's going to be a tough game. But let's just hope Arsenal put in a good performance. I think we'll make a few changes. I'm not expecting it to be anywhere near the team that played against Man City on New Year's Day. I think there'll be 7 or 8 changes from that team. Charlie Patino is expected to play, isn't he? Of course, Thomas Partey can't play anyway because he's away with the African Cup of Nations, isn't he? So there's talk that Charlie Patino may well be playing, which would be good to see him get his first start, see how he does against the Championship team. Be a difficult game for him, so he could feature tomorrow. I think Rob Holding may well play. Callum Chambers may well play. I think Bert Leno will be in goal. So I'm expecting a lot of changes from Arsenal, and we'll see how it works out. But let's hope that Arteta takes the competition seriously. Last season, of course, at Southampton, he picked a weak team. We got knocked out, cost us an opportunity to go on a cup run, which may have saved last season for us. So hopefully he's learned from that, and hopefully this year he'll put a strong team out. I want to see us go pretty strong, but I do think there'll be changes. I think Smith Rowe may start because he's not started many games lately. He may be key. I'm not sure if Saka will play, unfortunately, or Martinelli, but we'll have to see. We may see Nicolas Pepe. Oh, no, we can't. Nicolas Pepe's at the Cup of Nations, isn't he? The African Cup of Nations. So we'll have to see who's available first, but there'll be a few changes, I'm sure. And he says, we were knocked out today. Bristol City fan calls, oh, that's a shame. It would have been nice to Arsenal to have played Bristol City in the next round, wouldn't it? That would have been good. But that won't happen now. Who did you lose to? I didn't see many of the games. I just obviously followed the Newcastle game earlier. They obviously got beaten, which was a bit of a surprise. And I didn't see too many other results. So anyway, you who you lost to. Shane says, football is mad, isn't it? With all the shit going on in the world, it's great to see fans get excited about a new sign. No, it is. It's good, and that was good to see, wasn't it? He got more excited about the new signing than about the game tomorrow, which is good. And he says it's Fulham a 1-0. Well, Fulham are a good side, aren't they? So I suppose there's no. It wasn't like you was a victim of a cup shock. I suppose that's the main thing, isn't it? But it's a shame you've got knocked out, actually, because I quite fancy the trip to Bristol to play you guys in the next round. But anyway, maybe next season we might have to wait for that game. Perhaps it's been a long time since we played Bristol City, isn't it? Probably since you got relegated in the 1970s. I don't think we've met you in a cup or anything since then. So it's been a long time. It'd be nice to play Bristol City again one day. Hopefully one day you might get promoted again. Who knows? We'll have to see. But yeah, so tomorrow's all about the FA Cup. I'll say it's our favourite competition. We are the record winners. It's our cup still. I always look on it as our cup, even though obviously Leicester are the holders. It's still our cup essentially, isn't it? Because we win it all the time. So we need to get it back. That's what we have to do. The Truth Sets Free is in the chat as well there. How you doing, mate? He's a Tottenham fan actually, which is unfortunate, but he says, big up, great host. Come on, you Spurs. He says, well, yeah, they suck. I know, blessings to everyone. Well, I mean, Tottenham have done a little bit better lately. I know you had a poor result against Chelsea during the week, but of course, it's a big game, isn't it? Next weekend. We're all looking forward to that, aren't we? North London derby at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for the top four. That's going to be a really exciting game, that is, isn't it? Looking forward to that one next weekend. So let's hope we get a couple of good cup results in the meantime and go into that game with confidence. And Annie says there, we like a good giant killing. Well, yeah, exactly. That's the thing, you see. That's the one thing I kind of miss, really. Being an Arsenal fan, we don't obviously get. We're not able to get a cup shock, are we? Because we're always expected to win. So even if we lose to Man City, it's not a shock, is it? Or we lose to Liverpool, it's we can't create a shock by beating someone. If we beat Man City, it's not a shock, really, is it? Two Premier League teams, so that's unfortunately, because I'd quite like to experience that. Be on the right end of a cup shock. We've had a few go the other way. Obviously, the Forest game, as we've mentioned, we lost to Wrexham all those years ago, and we've had a few. So I'd quite like to be on the other end of one, but obviously it's never going to happen. At least I hope it doesn't, because it means that we've dropped down the leagues a little bit, doesn't it? So the Truth Sets Free says we are boring. Well, I didn't want to say it, but you took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, I mean, you are quite boring, but then you have got quite a boring manager. He knows how to win games, but he is quite boring football he plays. And he says great commentary though. There, thank you very much. I've got two watch alongs tomorrow actually. The women as well are playing at 2:00, and then obviously the Arsenal Forest game. Terry says, I don't think Arteta can take too much of a chance tomorrow. Not the pressure he's under. He needs to win against Forest. Well, yeah, I mean, he's not under as much pressure now as he was a few weeks ago. Let's be honest. He's giving himself a little bit more time with the recent results. The performances have been good. So let's see what happens tomorrow. I mean, I don't think he's going to take too many chances by playing a Premier League team. I think he will rest a few. Obviously, we got one or two out anyway, as it is. So I can't see Saka playing. I can't see Martinelli playing. I've got to be honest. I just can't see them playing. I think he'll rest them. I think Smith Rowe might come in. Will Lacazette play? No, probably not. Nketiah may well start. So yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see the lineup actually tomorrow. That's going to be key to me. If we play a really weak team, we saw what happened, 3 or 4 years ago in this game. We don't want to take that many risks again, because I'm sure Forest are going to be up for it. So that's going to be tough actually to see what team we select tomorrow. That's going to be interesting, isn't it? Because we have got a big week, haven't we, with the semi-final first leg against Liverpool, and also the North London derby, as we said, next weekend. So it's a big week. We don't want to risk getting any injuries. We want to be, as fit as we can, and hope that we can get a good results. Shane says, do you know anything about this Danilo who is linked with us? I don't really know too much about him, to be honest. I was reading about it today because obviously I've seen the stories. We do need a midfield player, don't we? I've seen 1 or 2 clips of him. He looks a tidy player, which is good. He's young. He fits the profile of the sort of players that we're looking at buying. So yeah, he could end up being another great signing. We've had a few good signings this year, haven't we? Young players that some of us hadn't even heard of, Tommy Asu, for example, and players like that. So if he can come in and be like Lokonga, maybe, who knows? We certainly need someone in that position, don't we? You can see now we've obviously Partey away, El Neni away. Xhaka apparently has got an injury, so we are short in midfield, aren't we? So we need somebody. And let's hope if we do get this deal done, it does seem as though he's the player that we're after, then let's hope he's going to be as good as some of the other signings that we've made, and he can hit the ground running and push us on, because that's what we need, don't we? We need a couple more bodies. I'd like to see, personally, I'd like to see a more experienced players coming, 1 or 2 more. These young players when things aren't going well. We've seen this season, haven't we? When we're not playing well, there's no one there to lift the team. There's not enough experienced players, and I think that's what we're lacking a little bit. And I'd like to see 1 or 2 experienced players coming in January just to help the young players along, and that may get us through any little sticky patches that we have. That's why we lost to Man United and Everton, because we haven't got the experienced players to get us through those little difficult moments. Spurs are a great all-inclusive community, and I'm against all racism. Why I chose them? No, that's fair enough. Not for the boring squad. We need players. No, exactly. No, I mean you've got a good point there, and obviously we don't want any racism in football at all, or in society. Unfortunately, it exists, but it's a problem in everywhere, is not just in football. But you're right, and it's good that there is, and I think football fans in general are within their own teams. You don't get racism, do you? It's just other, it's from outside of your club maybe, and it is something that needs to be looked at. But yeah, it's good that Tottenham have got that sort of community there. They've been victims of racism as well, haven't they? Tottenham as much as anyone else. So, but yeah, you're right. It is a boring squad, and you definitely need some players, but hopefully not anybody decent before next week, because we want to play you with the current squad that you've got. We want to play you at our full strength, and you've got a few missing. I think Son's supposed to be out, isn't he, next week? So that could be interesting. Tom makes a good point there as well. Wijnaldum all day long. Yeah, we did speak about Wijnaldum actually on our show the other night, whether or not we would be interested in taking him. And yeah, I think pretty much we would take him, because he's a great player. Wijnaldum, he's got experience in the Premier League. He fits the position that we're lacking in. And I would take him all day long, yeah. And he's available, isn't he? Apparently, so yeah. I would rather have Wijnaldum, than that Danilo. No matter how good Danilo is, I'm not saying we shouldn't get him as well, but Wijnaldum would be able to come straight into the team, improve us straight away, add experience, and I think that would be exactly what we need, without a shadow of a doubt. And Tom says there. If you chose Spurs, you had a tough upbringing. Yeah, well, it's someone had to pick them, didn't they? At the end of the day, they it's just that unfortunate life choice, isn't it? If you've been brought up supporting Spurs, unfortunately. And Tom says, sorry I rocked up late. No problem, mate. No worries at all. If you go back and start the show when I finish, go back to the beginning. You'll meet the Nottingham Forest fan, Mr Dore. He was a good lad. He got very excited at the end. He had to shoot off because Nottingham Forest have made a new signing, and he wanted to do a show about it, which is fine on his channel. So, but yeah, that was good. So you have to watch that. He was a good lad, good fun. The True Sets Free says, I'm the youngest top 10 golf pro in the world. Everybody knows me in the Spurs community. I'm a legend. Well, it's great that you're a part of our show as well. I've given you thousands of dollars in donations, super chats. Just do your research. Okay. Well, I mean, it'd be nice to get some super chats soon. Actually, I'm not that far away now. I'm getting there. Terry says the North London derby. We already know Spurs will play 10 at the back. And be as boring as possible. I can't see Arteta being too worried, to be fair. Our main threat against Spurs will be VAR and the ref. To be fair, though, Terry, I mean, I want to agree with you, and I want to think that you're right, but our record away at Tottenham has been dreadful in recent years, hasn't it? We haven't won there for a long time, actually. Is it 2005 14, is it, last time we won away at Spurs? I think it's a long time, isn't it? Anyway, whatever it is. So, you know, however bad Spurs are, they always seem to be able to pull out a result against us at their ground, don't they? You know, at White Hart Lane, at Wembley, and also obviously at the new stadium as well. So, in fact, I think we've lost every time we've played at the new stadium. So I'm not, you know, I'm not confident that we can go there and win. I'd like to think we can, no matter how bad Tottenham are. What you've got to remember is Conte is a very good manager. He's a very good coach. He's very good tactically, and he will know what our strengths and our weaknesses are. And I think that's going to be a very difficult game for us. And if we come out of that with 3 points, I'll be absolutely delighted, over the moon with that. That'll be a fantastic result. But I'm certainly not going to expect a victory. We're going to have to play well. And the 363 says fans since 2020 only us. Well, you know, you still got plenty of time yet. It's only not even a year yet. Or well, it's just over a year, isn't it? We're in 2022 just. So you've got plenty of time to reassess your loyalties. Tom says, bless him. Yeah, exactly. I'm determined I'm going to switch him to an Arsenal fan before the end of the season. That's my aim for this season, because you know, he watches the shows a lot, which is great. I appreciate the support. Life will improve 100%. Being an Arsenal fan, it's a much better life, isn't it? Let's be honest. Much better football, much better, you know, much better community as well. So we need to convert him. I think that's what we need to try and do. So hopefully tomorrow he'll be around for the watch along, and we can try a bit harder as well. Shane says there, I know fall means nothing in North London. I mean, no, it certainly doesn't. We've learned that over the years. But the match is an indicator where we are under our set. Oh, 100% Shade, it is. And it's, you know, we're still waiting to see a big away performance, a big away victory at a technical top 6 team, if you like. I know Spurs aren't in the top 6 currently. I think they might be 6, 5, 8. But anyway, you know, we want to see a performance away from home against one of the bigger teams. And that will be, it is a good indicator of the improvements that we've made. You know, the last time we played a big team away from home, Man United, we lost. The time before that, Liverpool, we lost. The time before that, Man City, we lost. So it's been a long time, hasn't it? And we need to put in. I want to see a good performance at Tottenham. I want to see us go there and play the sort of football that we've been playing in recent weeks, the sort of football we played at Norwich and Leeds. I know you can't compare the quality in the squads, but I want to see us put in that sort of performance. I'm not expecting us to win 5-0. I just want to see us play well. And if we play well, then that's what we want to see, don't we? Tom says there, Conte's a good manager. No, I think he is. Them down the road, will they only have 2 players and never win anything? They only have 2 players, and one of them is not even playing because Son apparently is out of the game next. But he'll probably end up being fit because it happens so many times, isn't it? Harry Kane's supposed to be out and he's fit in time. Son's supposed to be out and he plays. So we'll see what happens. But to be honest, I'm not worried about their players particularly. What I'm more worried about is the fact that away from home in these difficult, bigger teams, if you like, that's when we don't play particularly well, and that's what I'm more worried about, rather than the fact that Tottenham have got players or not players. The 363 says they're 3 players. He says Lloris. Yeah, well, Lloris will be busy hopefully next Sunday when we're firing shots at him right, left, and centre, and we'll see how good he is. He has won the World Cup, of course, as we know. So, but yeah, we'll see. He also says there Levy out. Yeah, I mean that would be a big move for Tottenham, wouldn't it? If a bit like, you know, we feel the same about our owners, let's be honest. But Levy is certainly, you know, we know that he's been one of the biggest issues that Tottenham have had over the years. You know, obviously, the longer he stays, from our perspective, it's probably good, because I don't think Tottenham will ever progress and be a challenge to the big. Tom says, I never worry about them down the road. No, I don't worry about them particularly, but we just got such a poor record away from home against Tottenham in recent years, haven't we? That worries me a little bit. But no, I'm not worried about them. It's just, you don't want to lose them, do we? I did kind of quite hope that they'd get through that semi-final so we can maybe play them at Wembley. But anyway, we may have to wait longer for that, because it looks like Chelsea are going to knock them out, which would be a shame. Terry says, Conte's a good manager, but working with what he's got, he has more chance of turning water into wine. Maybe that's what he needs, those sort of abilities, doesn't he? You know, sort of godlike qualities to be able to turn Tottenham into a winning team that's going to win trophies, let's be honest. And the 263 says, Spurs have 1 striker and no midfield. You have 1 striker, he's not even scored many goals, is he, this season? He's been really poor, hasn't he? Since they pulled the rug under his feet when he wanted to go Man City in the summer, it seems as though he's not interested in playing for Tottenham anymore. And you know, we had a similar problem a few years ago with Alexis Sanchez. His move didn't work out and he was poor for us. and then we ended up getting rid of him in the end in January anyway. So, but yeah, your one striker isn't doing particularly well, is he? Although he does tend to have a pretty decent record against us generally. Terry, he's been keeping us up to date with the score in that game. He's Everton won 3-2 in the end after extra time. So that was, I'm pretty sure if they'd lost that game, Rafa would have been on shaky ground, wouldn't he? Because they've not had a great season. Everton, they're really struggling. So they needed that win today. Obviously buys him a bit more time. I'm sure they're going to get 1 or 2 players in the window as well. Everton should be doing better than they are. Tom says changing the subject, ladies tomorrow and gents at 5:30. Good to see the girls back in the game. Yeah, the women kick off at 2:00. Obviously, I'll be covering that game as usual on the channel. Looking forward to that. The men's game kick off at 5:10. Actually, it's not 5:30. It's 5:10. So it's quite a quick turnaround. I'll have about an hour between the games to grab something to eat possibly, and then get ready for the Arsenal men's game after. So yeah, it's good to get the women back. Actually, we obviously had our women's show last night. Good show that was. Looking ahead to the Birmingham game, we should win, but again, you can't take anything for granted. Tom says Rafa at the wheel. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Rafa, it's not quite. He didn't. I mean, I know Newcastle fans loved him, but they only finished just above the relegation zone. He's not doing particularly well at Everton, is he? Let's be honest. So I'm not quite sure if Rafa's lost his magic that he had. He's won some trophies over the years in his career, hasn't he? So I'm not quite sure what's going on with him. He seems to have lost the plot a little bit, Rafa, unfortunately. But anyway, that's for them to sort out. Tom says, I'll be here, mate, tomorrow. No, good. I look forward to speak to you in the chat tomorrow when the games are on. The women should be a good game tomorrow against Birmingham. Bottom of the league, the Birmingham are, so we should win. But we'll see. I've got Matt actually from obviously the Arsenal Women's Show. He's at the game tomorrow. He's going to be doing a vlog as well. So that'll be coming up on a channel as well. Maybe tomorrow evening or possibly some point on Monday. So that's going to be good. So Matt's doing that for us tomorrow. So that'll be exciting as well. A bit of atmosphere from the game and stuff like that. So that's some more good stuff coming up on the channel actually. So yeah, it's good to have. It seems like there hasn't been a game for ages. I know I didn't cover the Man City game. It was New Year's Day, and family over and stuff. So I didn't do any coverage of that game. It seems like ages since I've done a game coverage. So I'm quite looking forward to tomorrow. 2 games to get through. They're going to be hopefully two good Arsenal wins, but we'll have to see. I'm sure that the women will win. I'm not 100% convinced about the men yet. We'll see what the team lineup is first, because it does concern me a little bit. Away at Forest, there are a few bad memories of that last game. I was there that day when we lost 4-2. A few strange decisions, shall we say, as we did mention before, when Mr Dore was on. But yeah, we look forward to both of those games tomorrow. It's going to be good, actually. Looking forward to covering some matches again. I say it seems like it's been ages since I've done a watch along, so I'm looking forward to that. The 263 says there, Vahalovic, yeah. I mean, are we signing him or are we not? I don't know. He looks like he's on our radar as well. Tom says there, sounds decent. My next game is the 20th. That's the Liverpool game, of course. The rearranged one that was called off, of course, this week, a bit controversially. But anyway, it was called off, and it's been rearranged for the 20th. The fact that they changed the 2 legs around now, we're at home second instead of first. I'm not sure if that actually might benefit us in the end, if I'm totally honest, because if we can go to Anfield first and get a decent result, a draw, or even a narrow defeat, we'll have a great chance at home. Our home record's been brilliant this season. So maybe swapping them around. So, the legs around. If you're at home first, and unless you maybe get a couple of goal win, it makes the second leg really tough, doesn't it? True Sets 3 says, best wishes to the host. Have a great weekend. Yeah, and yourself, have a great weekend. Maybe see you at some point tomorrow in the games I'm covering. You tend to pop in sometimes. That'd be nice to see you tomorrow if you're around. Terry says hopefully the women's made the most of the rest they were looking to. No, yeah, we said that on the show last night. I think the break came at a good time for us, actually. The women's, obviously the game against Brighton before Christmas was called off as well. So yeah, I think it may well have done us good. Let's hope so, because we did look tired since the FA Cup final. We've looked off the pace a little bit, but we're going really well in the WSL. And the fact Chelsea's game is off, if we win tomorrow, we'll be 7 points clear. And I know Chelsea have games in hand. Don't worry about that. We've got the points on the board. We could be 7 points clear, and that will be fantastic, wouldn't it, to take forward? We do play them away in February as well, so we'll have to see what happens there. The 363 says, yeah, such a pleasure to be around such gracious gooners in the chat too. No, it's good that you know, it's good to have a Tottenham fan, a regular on the show. Actually, not many Tottenham fans probably watch. I wouldn't imagine, one or two, but so it's nice to have you on board. I'm glad you enjoy the show. And Tom says, it is what it is. Indeed, it is what it is. But yeah, let's hope tomorrow's a good day for Arsenal. We want 2 wins. You know, 2 important games for the men and the women. Let's hope we can win them both, and we can enjoy what remains in a weekend after that, and obviously next week as well. Looking ahead towards the Thursday semi-final, big game that is, of course, up at Anfield. Tom says there, points on the board. Exactly, yeah, points on the board. I think that's massively important, isn't it? Because I do feel as though it's better to have the points on the board than have to catch up. You've got more pressure on you because you can't afford not to win the games. And, you know, Chelsea lost their last game against Reading, didn't they? So, it just goes to show points on the board, massively important. We've got them. Let's hope we can get 3 more tomorrow, and then that will put us in a really strong position. So, yeah, I mean, lots coming up on the channel. Actually, we've got, I say, the women's watch along. I'll be going live about 2:45, 2 o'clock kickoff. We'll have the team news, a bit of build up, and then obviously the commentary on the game. Hopefully, a good win for Arsenal, and then we'll have a break of about an hour or so, and then at 5 o'clock I'll be back with coverage of the Arsenal Nottingham Forest game in the FA Cup, the game we were previewing here in this show earlier. So I'll be going live about 5 o'clock for that. Again, a bit of team news and build up, and then we'll crack on with the commentary of that game. I say hopefully 2 good wins for Arsenal. Then moving into next week, Tuesday, of course, we've got the Tuesday clinic as always. We'll be looking back on a Nottingham Forest game, looking ahead to Liverpool, and also, of course, the big, massive North London derby. We'll be looking ahead to that as well. So that's going to be a big show on Tuesday. I'll have the usual panel with me for that one. Then Thursday, of course, there'll be a watch on a Liverpool game in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. That is going to be great. So that'll be, I think it's 7:45 kickoff, isn't it? So I'll probably go like about 7:30 on Thursday for that one. Friday, of course, it's the Arsenal women's show, 7:30. That'll be looking back on the Birmingham game, looking ahead to Reading next weekend, see if there's been any transfers in or out, see what's going on with that. So that'll be on Friday. And then, of course, next weekend, next Sunday, actually, there's 2 games again. You've got Arsenal women against Reading at 2 o'clock, and then the big North London derby at 4:30. So again, it's going to be a busy Sunday next week as well. They don't think about that. They don't think about people like me doing the watch-alongs of the games, putting them one after the other. They don't give us much break, do they? They should spread them out over the weekend. One on Saturday, one on Sunday. That's what we need. So if you're watching, whoever organises the fixtures, don't worry about the TV money. Think about us lot doing the watch-alongs. So that's what we need to do. Terry says it's nice to have a Spurs fan that can read and write and with a sense of humour. Top guy. No, he's a good lad. I love him in the chat. It's always a pleasure to have him in. And Tom says, it's all go. It is all go at the minute. It's last few weeks have been crazy actually. Lots of shows going on, trying to keep the channel ticking over. It's great to interact with everybody as well, the panel on the show, and also you guys in the chat as well. And Shane says thanks Rich. Bye lads in the chat. Come on you guys. Yeah, come on you guys. Hopefully see you tomorrow, Shane, at some point. Either both the watch alongs or at least one of them. Be nice to see you tomorrow. And Tom as well, and Terry and everybody else who's been in the chat today. I say it was great to get Mr Dore on, the Nottingham Forest fan. He was a good laugh, wasn't he? A good guy. So don't forget to check his channel out, Dore on Tour on YouTube. He does some great match day vlogs actually. I like the vlogs. I think they're really a good content actually on the channels. I've done a few on this channel. I've done a couple myself. I've got other people doing some others for me as well. There's one going to be happening tomorrow. We've got Matt, I say, at the Birmingham Arsenal women's game. He'll be doing a blog for us for that. And the truth sets free says live itch as well. Yeah, hopefully he'll arrive at Arsenal and we'll see. Oh, that was early on. Sorry, I've missed that one. And Tom says, he'll be here. Good. I look forward to seeing you all hopefully tomorrow for the 2 big games. We're going to look forward to those, aren't we? 2 big wins for Arsenal, let's hope. So, loads coming up on the channel. So I know most of you guys have already subscribed, but if there's anybody out there maybe hasn't and that you're watching, please consider subscribing because there is loads going on. We do the Arsenal women as well as the Arsenal men on this channel. We do get opposition fans on as we have done today. So I say make sure you do check out Dore on Tour on YouTube, a great YouTube channel that is with great match day vlogs, home and away Nottingham Forest. So that's always, you know, it doesn't matter if you don't support Nottingham Forest, it doesn't matter. It's just football fans at the game, the experience of being at the game. We all love that, don't we? So definitely check him out and subscribe to his channel. And I say, please tune in tomorrow. I'll be live at 1:45 initially for the women's game. So join me for that. Thanks everyone for watching. Please give it a like before you go as well. Let's get those likes up as well. And I'll see you tomorrow at 1:45 for the women. And then at 5 o'clock for this big game in the FA Cup, Nottingham Forest against Arsenal. That's going to be good. It's going to be a big day tomorrow. Good day for Arsenal. Let's hope. I'll be wearing my new T-shirt as well with my new. Where is it? There it is. With my little logo on my T-shirt. So thank you to everyone for. And also the FA Cup with the men as well. Big day, big weekend for the Arsenal. Let's get 2 good victories, cheer us up. And going into difficult, January is a tough month, isn't it? Terry says, great show, Richard. See you tomorrow, mate. Have a good evening, everyone. Yeah, and yourself, Terry. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Hopefully, have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon for all the action from Birmingham and also from Nottingham. 2 games in the Midlands tomorrow for Arsenal. And hopefully, I'll say 2 big wins. So thanks to you guys watching. Like before you leave, and please subscribe, share the show around, and don't forget to subscribe to Dore and Tor as well. Great stuff, great guy. So thanks to him for coming on. Thanks to you guys. I'll see you tomorrow for the women. First of all, 1:45. Don't miss it. Come on, you guys. Come on. Big weekend. 2 wins. See you later, guys. Speak to you soon.